What's going on, guys? Got you something new from Pulsar. This is their Oryx, their 640 scanner unit. Huge shout out to Midwest Thermal for letting me run this during the very humid month of July. We're in Eastern North Carolina. It's in the 80s at night, real feel just shy of 90s. If I get lucky, I can get it into the upper 70s, and humidity's 100% on average, 90 to 100 every night. So all the footage you'll see on this will be in 100% humidity most nights. If the lowest has been is in the 90s. So we still have been doing a little bit of coyote hunting, mainly working hard on depredation permits. And I'm gonna jump to an unboxing video, and then we'll get to what I do and don't like about this unit after that. All right, guys, boom, something from Pulsar. We have their new Oryx. Huge shout out to Midwest Thermal for getting this out to me. And let's check it out. Comes with a pouch. I guess you can attach it to a book bag or to your hip. The unit itself. We'll go over that in a second, see what else is in the box. Instruction manual. I don't ever really use these much, as you guys may know. I try to just go with the unit and see how intuitive the menu system and stuff is in it. So we'll go from there. The box inside. There we go. Let's get that out of the way. This is a demo unit, so this isn't packaged as it's brand new, so I do want to clarify that. Charger for USB, looks like USB-C. Quick charge block. What's this here? Okay, looks like a belt clip. How does that go on? I assume it goes on, okay. Right there. If I had to take a guess, because I don't read the instruction manual, take that screw out, put that in there. I actually might have to read the instruction manual to figure that out. Anyways, you get the idea. And lanyard. It's a cover, I'm sure, for the battery. And then I think that's the second door. Okay. Cool. That's all well and fun. Let's go over the unit itself. This is actually pretty small. I got my K3 as a reference. So K3 is a small unit normally. The Oryx isn't huge by any means, but just to kind of give you a size comparison. The handheld lanyard, I do like that. That's pretty nice. So let's just quick overview. On button, record, laser rangefinder, menu, left, right. These feel pretty good. Focus, eye cup, which you can fold back. And then that is going to be the eye focus here. Laser rangefinder, and then, oh, magnet. Nice. All right, so that does stick to that. It's a pretty good little compact unit. That is it in a nutshell. Lens cap fits good. It's rubber. Really fits good in your hand. I do like that. And it's kind of hard to show this without bending my arm, but looks like you can reach all the buttons pretty easily. So it shouldn't be too difficult to operate. So that is fresh out the UPS box. First look. It does have their dual battery system. It does take Pulsar's battery. So, a little fumbling. Okay. Back to what I said. If I should probably read the directions, but the way they make things nowadays, they should be intuitive enough that you can literally do it without reading the instructions for the most part. And that's why I always like, when I first get stuff, just to see, do I have to really figure this out and spend like time memorizing what does what, where it goes, and how it works. For things that are simple, like taking a battery in and out, really isn't that difficult. My problem right there was I did hit the lens cover, and then the battery end here twists, but it's not the end of the world. Goes in quickly, and then the menu system and everything's pretty nice. That ought to be easy to figure out, the menu. So all right, I'm gonna stop just going on a tangent here, but let's get a little time behind this. There it is. All right, so first, I'm not gonna go through all the specs on this. If you want them, the link's gonna be in the description below. Check it out. It tells you all the specifications for it. I try not to do videos like that. You guys know how to read, I hope. So if not, I'm just gonna kind of keep it down and dirty, tell you what I do like, what I don't like, and this isn't really, I think probably at this point 15-20 hours directly behind this one, so it's not an insane amount of time, but we have been running it. With that being said, the battery life on this thing, Pulsar says 12 hours. I'd give it that all the time. It is a dual battery system, so they have their proprietary battery in the back, and then I believe it's got an internal battery. It is done fantastic. I've got to the point now that, you know, normally on other units I put them in standby mode. Now I just sling the cover shut and stick it in my chest rig. So I've been impressed with the battery on this. Now obviously I hadn't had a chance to run it in really cold, so I don't know what it's going to do there. But just us running, scanning at fields and stuff at night, that's mainly what it's being used for. Track down deer for our deprivation permit, and it's just done phenomenal. So with that being said, I did mention a minute ago about scanning, do a lot of scanning, so we're going down a lot of paths of scanning. There is a like smooth feature in the menu system here you can turn on. It does work very well. I have noticed that. With that being said, I feel like sometimes the refresh rate is a little longer than what I would want. It's not a deal killer by any means, but you'll notice that you'll see it count down in the bottom corner that it's going to refresh, and when it does, every once in a while, I think if you're moving, the refresh seems to take a little longer. But I do want to add to that, this is a 2x base mag scanner. I'm not used to it's a 2.5 base mag scanner. I'm not used to 2.5. Most things I run are 1. So that took a little bit used to. There are pros and cons to that from how we hunt in the areas we hunt. So the pro, when we're in the 1,000-yard plus stretches, 1,000, 1,400 yards, it's nice to be able to scan and see something and try and identify it, or be able to identify it at that distance. Whereas in 1X, not so much. Now, with that being said, I'll give a pretty good instance the other night. We hunted a small field. My hunting partner was running a 1X scanner. I was playing on this. I was scanning on the far end of the field. We had a coyote come barreling out at us at no more than 80 yards. I would have overlooked that dog because of the field of view on this unit with the 2.5 base mag. I would have never seen it. He picked it up as we're actually sitting there talking about the scanners. He goes, puts his up, I put mine up, and he's like, coyote. And one is coming running out of the woods at the call. I think it was like 80 yards when we shot it. So that is something to kind of keep in mind. The image quality has been very good on this. With the humidity as high as it is, it's been very good. You'll see in some of the videos I'll have at the end of this where we're looking at 600 yards over top of soybean fields and peanut fields. That's mainly what we're really covering right now. And you can easily pick up deer. You can see antlers and all because they're still in velvet. So that's not a problem there for identification. And that just gives you an idea what the clarity is. Now, I do apologize. There's a little bit of fumbling in there as I was trying to run through the menus. That leads me into the next point. One thing I'm not a huge fan about, and I don't really think I got big fingers, but some of the buttons aren't as large as what I wish they were. Now, your rangefinder is the largest button up here. On-off standby is record. I have found myself trying to hit record and hitting the rangefinder The menu button and for the zoom is back here on this end. So they're easy to hit for them. They're pretty soft touch, but just keep in mind for the guys wearing gloves in the wintertime. As of right now, obviously it's 9 degrees. I'm not wearing gloves, so I don't know what that's going to be like. So I just wanted to kind of point that out. That may be something that if you go put your hands on one, try and feel it out, see how you'll be able to recognize the buttons. Now it may be something that over time, running it, you get used to, not a big deal. Like I said, I've only got 20 hours behind this one, so it's something I picked on relatively quickly. Another little thing I do like is they did magnetize the cover so it doesn't fall in front of the rangefinder here. It holds very well. It doesn't fall off. It's hard to knock it off. They did well there. Overall, I'm impressed with the unit. I do like its size. As you can see, I've been holding my hand the whole time. It fits real well. If you're somebody who's ran a video recorder camera before, then it'll feel right at home for you. It is a little heavier than some, but it's not enough to give you any kind of fatigue. I'll run this for a whole stand if we're coyote hunting 15-20 minutes, and you're not feeling like you're having to sit there and support your elbow or anything. It's not bad scanning around. So the weight isn't too much of a concern, but it is a little heavier than some of the other scanners I have ran. But overall, I've been impressed. I'm excited to get some more hours behind it and really give you guys some more feedback. But overall, I think this is a good fit if it fits your hunting style. I've said this in other videos. Don't always look at price. Oh, it's a 6.4 unit and everything else. Look at what you're looking, look at what you're requiring for hunting. I personally probably will not run a 2.5 base mag. And I say that because a lot of the areas we hunt, I do hunt areas that are, you can see for miles. But my average are a few hundred yards. So I really want a wide field of view so I can scan that whole run at once and not have any concerns of something coming out close to me missing. Now, I may eat that later after I get some more time behind it, but as of right now, that's how I feel. Got any questions, let me know. Like I said, specifications will be in the description below. And time to put on some bug spray and a bug tamer and get back at it.